How I tackled SAD. This year, I've had about 1% of the discomfort from the change of seasons that I normally would, despite not consciously doing anything differently or thinking about how I was going to deal with it. And I'm going to tell you how I did that and how you can do so too. Before I start, I want to say thanks to Maria for messaging to say she subscribed and to Charlotte for her kind comments on the vlogs. If you give me feedback or let me know you subscribed, I'll give you a shout out too. Firstly, I've never been diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder or SAD, but for as long as I can remember, like a lot of people, I've found winter harder. My mood has been lower and I found myself looking forward to the shorter days ending and to have more sunlight in my life, despite my obvious risk of sunburn and even the gentlest rays of light. So why do I feel so much better? And how can you copy this? Is it even possible? I believe it is possible because the process that I've followed is one that many of my clients have followed too, and they're successfully improving other areas of their lives. And now begins to walk across very thin ice in football boots that is discussing mental health approaches online. It's a good job hardly anybody watches these videos. What has worked for me is recognizing the outside world can't make me think a certain way. Yes, sunlight and vitamin D have an impact, and some people are more sensitive to this, but it's the way I respond to thoughts that has helped me to feel better this year. I wasn't previously conscious that I could change my winter downs or that I wanted to. I'd accepted this negativity as part of my life rather than proactively working to change it. But what's happened is I've focused on improving other areas of my mindset / mental health / life, and my winter downs have reduced massively as a happy byproduct. By recognising that my mind is complicit in the way that I feel, and that what I do with my reactions to life determines my mood, this puts me back in control, as opposed to believing, as I did before, how I felt was fully determined by the signals that I receive, such as daylight hours available. This now puts me in control. I'll break that down a little bit. The majority of our thoughts we create subconsciously. People talk about darker nights combined with a natural drop in mood, and I believe this is irreversible. I have negative thoughts and feelings, which I then dwell on. Thoughts happen to us rather than us deciding to have them. So my not feeling great in winter is a series of thoughts and sensations fed to my body and mind in reaction to reduced sunlight. I then have a choice to make that I wasn't actually aware of I was even making before. If I follow these thoughts and focus on how bad I feel and how unhappy this makes me, then I will feel worse. If I'm able to catch myself, either as I do this or before, and then detach from these thoughts and focus elsewhere, then I feel better. The way we feel is decided by where we focus, not what's happening around us. How else would you get unhappy billionaires and happy people living in slums if this wasn't the case? And how else can you explain that last year I had a negative experience of winter and this year I don't? What else could have possibly changed except for the way that I think? If this wasn't the case, then everyone, without fail, would feel the same way in winter, and then everyone would feel better in summer. It certainly wouldn't have been possible for me to move from a place of difficulty to relative ease. So what are the people who feel better doing? Remember, they are having the same physical experience of fewer daylight hours, and their bodies feel better with more sunlight too. Most of the people unaffected probably couldn't tell you what they're doing, but they're able to let go of the negative thoughts around darkness. They're able to focus on the things that they do have, or the things that lead to more positive experiences for them. It's unlikely they're focusing on not winning the lottery, but instead focus on the areas of life they do enjoy. Everyone can do this in certain areas of their life. DIY, painting and decorating is my girlfriend's release. It can transport her from a place of discomfort and unhappiness. For me, it transports me there, and I hate it, but only if I let it, and it's currently something that I'm working on as well. I've had clients with PTSD and anxiety use this approach to improve the way they feel in the most challenging of circumstances. Once you see these thoughts for what they are, and it's your focus on them that leads to your mood, you can then choose where to focus and how to feel. It all starts with seeing the power of the process. By learning this in other areas of my life, I've been able to do this without any conscious effort. By working on other areas of my life, I've been able to let go of the thoughts, feelings and sensations I had around winter and to naturally focus elsewhere on more positive places. Of course, it could be nothing to do with the work I've done on the way that I think in other areas of my life, but it's one hell of a coincidence that it's miraculously got better alongside the other parts of my life. If you don't think this is possible for you, then I'd ask, is every moment of every day over winter equally as negative, or are there breaks in this? What's happening in those breaks? Is it that you're focused elsewhere? Even if this is for a few seconds, then this is the start of your journey to freeing yourself from the negativity. If you found this useful, please give it a like, and any comments, I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you know anyone who would benefit from this, then please share it with them too.